I mean, ZF offers a fantastic work culture. Coding language could be anything, be it Perl, Python, C, C++, Java, whatever it could be. But heartbreaking, couldn't get IIT. That's a dream of everyone.
Yes.
In 2016, ZF decided to have its own center in India.
Yes.
When I was working in Bangalore, the software I was developing was developed for European cars, BMW, Daimler. When I went to Germany, I started testing my software in the real vehicle. The small C code, what I'm writing, how it can improve the engine performance.
So how's your journey in ZF?
Yeah, roller coaster, yeah. Our MD, 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿 Krishna Swami, he brings the culture of humble and the right leadership.
When we build the website, so we write front-end code, back-end code, then we deploy on the server. So how in the vehicles we deploy the software?
Today, your vehicle is connected to a cloud. You need to have this AI ML algorithm running to make the things predictable. You have over-the-air update overnight. Morning you start driving the car and you come to a traffic light, you apply a brake and the brake says, hey, come on, update is in progress.
Yes.
We can't say that.
So what is the impact of AI and ML in the automotive industry?
As I said, very famous Indian company, Wipro. And second offer was from Bosch. Some shares, right? So if you have some shares, you'll understand.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
So hello everyone. Today we have a very special guest, Ashok Kumar Jha, who is working in software automotive industry from last 20 years. And currently he is working as an engineering director at ZF Group. So, and he worked in Germany for decades. So we will bring his global experience to this podcast. So can you please introduce yourself?
Hey, very good afternoon. My name is Ashok Kumar Jha. Now in the industry for 20 years. In my current role, I work as an engineering director at ZF in Hyderabad, basically leading a team of 1,300 engineers, doing the software system, product design, testing for all the chassis component. Prior to this job, I was with a company called 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿. There I was also doing the software development and then started my career with Bosch in 2005. So as you rightly said, now 20 years, have seen multiple transformations in the industry. And I also look forward to our discussion today because today we see that automotive industry is going through the massive transformation. So I look forward for your questions.
So we will go deep in your journey and all, but first of all, I want to know about we know fintech. We develop the app I'm using JavaScript, React for the front end development and all. So I'm using these coding languages. So how automotive software is different from these things, and which languages in automotive industry is used?
Yeah, very good question. A software development is a software development. The basic concept remains the same. Right, you have to start with all the software requirement, architecture, construction, then testing and integration. That concept remains the same. In automotive, the perspective changes because a software language basically implements certain algorithm, certain logic. And if the purpose is different, then algorithm and logic has to be different. So how different it is, that was your question. So if you come to automotive, basically you work with microcontrollers, where you deal with limited resources and you need to have the high performance. Let me explain you, why do you need a high performance? You might ask a question for that. And I tell you, you need to be high performance because our vehicles are driving at a faster speed now. Yeah, when I think we all have lived through the automotive journey, that itself we can discuss one podcast to talk about the automotive history. But to be contextual now, if you see today, the vehicles are running 100 km per hour, 200 km per hour today, and then you apply a brake force, and the vehicle has to stop in certain seconds. That means your software has to react to those external demands in milliseconds. And hence, in automotive industry, when you do a software programming, you have to very much aware about the performance aspect of it and also the limited resources. So the coding language could be anything, be it Perl, Python, C, C++, Java, whatever it could be. But the purpose should be, it has to be precise, it has to be accurate because you're dealing with the safety systems.
Yes, we are playing with the life here.
You are basically playing with the life of the people.
Yes.
Right? So that's how it's different, actually. If you make a mistake, you decide, in certain scenario, your product will not function as it should be functioning, and then certain life will be lost.
Yes.
So that's how you should deal with when you do a safety relevant automotive software or a non-safety relevant. So basically the concepts remain the same, but implementation vary based on the scope.
Yeah, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So please tell about your initial life and all.
So as you know, I come from 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿, born and brought up in 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿. Did my schooling in Hindi medium, so from St. Mary's. Pretty good memories, still very fresh, although it's more than 2.5 decades now, but still is fresh. After my schooling, I decided to do engineering, and in my family, I happened to be the first engineer.
Oh.
So that itself was a big decision because in 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿, where I come from, everybody tried to work for Tata Steel. It's a Tata. The second name of 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿 is Tata Nagar. And that itself was a big talking point among my neighbors, my friends, my family, that why I am not working for Tata Steel or what I'm not deciding to work for Tata Steel. But it was my decision that I want to do something different than others. And I said to my mother, I want to pursue engineering. Then I wrote exam, heartbreaking, couldn't get IIT. That's a dream of everyone.
Yes.
Miserably, couldn't do well in mains, let me accept it. That was the inorganic chemistry, couldn't do well. Never understood when you mix two color, how the third color comes.
Yes.
Didn't get it. Had 4 years of good journey.
Yes.
Took electronics communication. Initially, it was a big challenge for me because from 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿, people knowing about Kerala is not very common.
Yes.
Right?
So we moved in South India.
When I went first day in 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿 to buy a railway ticket, and I asked at a railway counter, give me train ticket of Cochin. That guy didn't get it. He said, coaching? He thought that I'm asking for a tuition center. He said, hey, come on. So that kind of unawareness, let me put that, right, that people in 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿 was having towards Kerala. But then I took this. I went to Kerala, I studied my engineering. Was tough in the beginning. Different language, different food, different people, right? Staying in hostel is complete different experience. At home, you decide what to eat, what not to eat. Yes. But when you're in college hostel, you can't decide. You don't have option, right? So these are transformations which every youth go through. Same happened to me. Went there, studied. Pretty good memory. Initially, was not very interested in Kerala, but after 4 years, never felt leaving Kerala.
Yes.
Right? So once you be there, you certainly fall in love with the place. And that's how I did my study and finally moved out in my professional journey from there.
So how did you choose EC branch?
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, it's also at that point of time. I wouldn't say right or wrong. Based on your rank, you decide which branch to take, right? And way back 2000, computer science and electronics was the two contenders where I had to choose one, and my rank was not allowing me to take the computer science in the college where I was interested for. Then I said, okay, fine. That's my second love, electronics, if not computers. And but today I think it was the right decision.
Okay.
Nothing against computer science. I still love that and I still work. But if you work on electronics, when I studied that, I felt if you study electronics, you have a core concept of electronics, which computers are made of. So you basically understand the electronics concept, then you basically know half the computers. And electronics also provide you the opportunity to learn the computer languages, computer applications, computer concepts. So hence, after 4 years, I felt whatever happens for the good in your life. And I felt I learned pretty good computers and also knowing about the diode, the transistors, which basically drive the computers, right? Yes. So I felt it was a good decision at the end, although it was not my first choice.
So from after your college, you got placed in Bosch, na?
Yeah, there are two companies. I opted for Bosch, yes.
Okay, so it was college placement?
Yeah, it was a college placement.
Okay. So share about your journey in the Bosch.
Yeah, I mean, after Kerala, moved to Bangalore, 2005. Started with Bosch. Again, same dilemma happened. Nobody. So I had another offer from a very famous Indian company, Wipro, and second offer was from Bosch. So at my hometown, people knew at least about Wipro, right? People knows about Wipro, but nobody knew about Bosch.
Yeah.
Right? And I was thinking Bosch could be the better platform. It's a more engineering, which I was interested of. But my family wanted me to join Wipro because of everyone knows Wipro. Yeah, people knows Wipro. Who doesn't know 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿 in India, right?
Yes, yes.
So everybody knows, and great respect, great organization. But I thought the passion what I have, and I can create more value if I go to core engineering company, which Bosch was offering to me. So again, decision against family. That's first time when I decided to engineering. That was first time. Second, choosing my job. Again, decision took against my family, let's say, opinion, and I decided to join Bosch. When I moved Bosch, I knew automotive are basically driven by mechanical forces. You have a lot of hydraulic liquids flowing around in a vehicle. But I knew that as an electronic engineer, I can add a lot of value because the vehicles are transforming towards an electronic device. So if you look at today's automotive world, still your car or vehicle is a mechanical device, but driven by electronics and controlled by software. So you have aspect of all three. And as I said, I was pretty interested in designing this electronic stuff. So I went to Bosch. I started learning about automotive electronics aspect. So that's a transition I had from the core electronics to an automotive electronics. And first thing I started controlling the engine management, right? So basically how you improve the performance of engine, at that engine management system. Started working on communication aspect. It's called controller area network, CAN, where two microcontroller, two ECUs talk to each other. Like you have LAN for your computers, right? It's a local area network, which you all know.
Yes.
In a vehicle, you say CAN. So controller area network. Two microcontroller talks to that. Again, looks same, but very different.
Okay.
Because the protocol has been decided to suit automotive purpose. So again, great learning, had a great journey. Studied there, worked there for a few years. Then I moved to Germany with Bosch only, first on-site. And then I realized when I was working in Bangalore, I was writing a software, I was doing quite a good, but I was not able to understand the final impact because the software I was developing was developed for European cars, BMW, Daimler, which I was not seeing on Indian roads. When I went to Germany, I started testing my software in the real vehicle. Then I started understanding the small C code, what I'm writing, how it can improve the engine performance. That's a great learning I had there, that, hey, you understand the entire system. What you're designing in India, you don't get an opportunity. You test in lab car, small lab you have, you test it, but you do not see the end result. And as a young engineer, that really said, hey, this is the right place. Because here, I can implement the algorithm and I can really see the end result. And then I decided to pursue in Germany.
Oh, nice.
And that's how I started working in Germany.
So after Bosch, you moved to 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿, na?
Yes, in Bosch, I was in Germany. Then I said, okay, as I told you, I said, hey, this is the right place if you want to, if you love automotive, be there. So yes, I moved to a company called 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿, in English IAV. There I had a transition, again in automotive, but I started working there in a driver assistance system. When you say driver assistance, the vehicle today is smart enough and vehicle guides you. If you're making mistake, the vehicle guides you. Let me give you an example. In an old vehicle, that everybody has a problem parking the car. So how we park the car? You apply the reverse gear, and then you have to sit left, you have to see left, right, because the vehicle is going backward. So driving front is quite easy, but driving back is pretty difficult. You need to be expert. Otherwise, you hit the car.
Yes.
And then comes the driver assistance system. Example is rear view camera. I think today every car has nearly, but at that point of time, that was technology being developed. So rear view camera, you put back of your car a camera, and then you don't have to look back. So you see the steering wheel, you see on your navigation system, display system, the camera, and you can really maneuver your car accordingly. That's the one example of rear view, the driver assistance system. So I moved from engine management system to a driver assistance system, worked for IAV, great experience because the camera was from Panasonic, Japan. So start learning about the Japanese culture. and working for European OEMs there with IAV for Volkswagen and others. Moved to Japan also a couple of times to understand how the camera works, how the camera fits into the automotive, because the camera, what you see normal lens and automotive lens, exactly not same, because again, purposes are different. So then I moved there, understood the entire concept, how it should work, then designed the system, fit in the vehicle, and today you see that. And I mean, today you have rear view camera, corner view camera, top view camera, because they made multiple blind spots.
Yes.
And those technologies started developing. Worked for IAV for around 6 years in Germany. Pretty good experience. Again, continued with the software there.
So after IAB, you moved to ZF Group, right?
Yeah, so not ZF exactly. I joined a company called 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿.
Oh.
So 2014, if my memory is right, 2014, I joined 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿 from IAV. 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿 again in Germany, but an American company. So Bosch and IAV was a German company.
Oh.
So for me, again, new changes, right? So although in Germany, but start working for an American company,
yes.
cultures are not same.
Yeah.
It's different. The American cultures and German cultures. Well, I am not judging which is right, which is wrong. Every culture has their own advantages.
Can you tell something about culture so that?
The culture, if you see, the American, again, is my perspective,
Yes.
right? It's just your perspective, how you see things and what you experience. I'm nobody to tell the difference between two culture. I felt the American company, with my experience with 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿, the decision makings are faster. So decision makings are faster actually. And 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿 was also a listed company. So let me explain you the difference of working of a listed company and non-listed company. That could be also explain you. If you work for a non-listed company, then you do not have so much of financial pressure because you're not showing your P&L and you balance it every quarter to the world. Let me tell you, I hope you have some shares, right? So if you have some shares, you'll understand. If you have public listed company, then you also a retail investor. People buy your share. And why somebody buy your share? Because he or she expects in every quarter your company makes more profit. If the company makes more profit, then the retail investor get more money. That's the whole principle of shares. Now, the challenges of those companies are they cannot make a huge investment. If they make a huge investment, then in that particular quarter, their profit will go down. Right? If you make huge investment, you will compromise on your profit. Then what happens? Those companies have still a pressure because the market wants that company to make every time profit. Then those companies will hesitate a bit to make a long-term investment because you live in a quarter. When you're non-listed, I mean, same with ZF if you see, you're accountable to your stakeholders. I don't say that you're not accountable. You're accountable, but you're not having so much quarter pressure on you. You can make a huge investment, get alignment with your stakeholders. So that's what 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿 listed company. Yeah. So decisions were faster. Yeah, resources were limited. Started with there. And then I moved from the driver assistance system to a safety system. That's my first experience with brakes, actually. So engine, then cameras, then brakes. I started working. That's again an interesting story. The brakes is a safety system. So where you work for engine, the way you work for the cameras, and the brakes are very different because brakes has to work every time. Million times you press the brake pedal and brake has to function every time. So the software you design, the system you design, the architecture you design, it has to be deterministic and predictable. That's again, it was a great learning. I mean, we can discuss a lot about it, how the software for brakes are different from software others. That itself is a different story.
Yeah, different. Yeah. So, how you joined ZF? Like,
oh, well, I didn't join ZF. ZF acquired 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿.
Oh,
so 2015, globally, I was 𝗕𝗶𝗵 and ZF acquired 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿. Okay. And that's how I moved to ZF. Okay. Because ZF acquired a company, if my memory is right, 2015, ZF acquired 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿. And that's how all the 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿 guys moved to ZF. Okay. And that's how I came to ZF.
Okay. So, how's your journey in ZF?
Yeah, roller coaster. Yeah, very, 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 very interesting journey. So I was in Germany working for those technology. And 2016, ZF decided to have its own center in India.
Yes.
That time I was in Germany. I was working for brakes, Yeah, so very much in technological area, right? And also that was my passion. My manager told me that, hey, ZF wants to set it up something in India. And I already spent quite a lot in Germany. So I thought, should I make an opportunity to do something new? I have been now doing technology for more than 10 years. Should I move towards management and help ZF in establishing the center in India? Being an Indian, I felt I can do better because I understand the aspiration of engineers here. I understand ZF as well. And I made a proposal to our senior vice president, Mr. 𝗵𝗵𝗿, that how ZF can set up a center in India. So it was a very proactive step from my side.
Oh, nice.
So I made a proposal from my side, say, hey, hang on, you want to go to India? Here I am. I can set a proposal for you. I remember that. He heard me and he said, yeah, very good proposal. And he then put me to team which was deciding where ZF should come to India. Again, long story. ZF has multiple options, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. A lot of stories were there. And at the end, ZF decided to come to Hyderabad. And I started leading the braking business unit for ZF in India from engineering perspective. And from that time, a lot of merger happened, braking and steering merged together. So it became Division A, Active Safety. And from 2024 onwards, ZF globally decided to bring all the actuators together. The brakes, the steering, the damper, the suspension. And now we are calling the new division as a Division C, which I am now heading in India. So that's my journey for ZF in India.
So when ZF started in 2017 in Hyderabad, that time just started with few employees, I think. Very few employees.
Correct.
More than 50, less than 50, as I know. So today you are leading more than 1,500 employees, and in ZF currently 4,000 employees approx. So have you ever thought like it will expand that much?
I mean, vision was always there. If you see, and I also take this opportunity to thank the leaders like 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗿, Raghav Kulu, and now Chris. The leaders were always visionary. They always had the right vision for the company. And our ex-CEO, Dr. 𝗕𝗶𝗵𝗿, already had a commitment from our headquarters was there. So it was not that something, there was no commitment from the management. There's already commitment that India is a place where ZF can grow because India brings certain aspect. India have right ecosystem. You have a lot of universities. You have great talents. Plus also you have in India, the automotive industry is also pretty mature from engineering. You have many other companies established already in India. So you have the startup ecosystem, you have universities, you have the corporate companies of the similar. So it offers, plus also Hyderabad offers you a great advantage. You have a lot of tech companies in Hyderabad, Microsoft, Google's, right? So Google of the world, Amazon of the world. So you have in Hyderabad. So that also fuels that even in automotive, and I keep telling it, right? So if you see in automotive, is no more is a mechanical device. Yeah, today is your vehicle is connected to the cloud. You need to have this AI ML algorithm running to make the things predictable. Your vehicle has to be a smart vehicle, right? It has to be intelligent. So there's an overlapping of technologies. And when you are a city like Hyderabad, you get multiple technology from different talent arena. It helps, and that's what ZF. It helped ZF to scale up. So we started getting some small tasks in the beginning, but 2020, I think, during COVID time, there was a shift in the thinking of our headquarters that, hey, India can deliver more. And during 2020, that time, India was able to shift everything to home in just a fraction of a week. And that gave a confidence to the headquarters that in such a situation, the India team is mature and structured enough to deliver it from India, right? And that gave a lot of confidence, which many geographies couldn't do that with that speed. Many geographies took time to move work from office to home, which ZF in India did pretty fast. And that gave a huge confidence to our headquarters that, hey, ZF can deliver in India. And there you see that more work started flowing, more global roles started coming to India. And today you see it's more than 3,500 and Division C, around 1,200, 1,300 engineers we have today working for that. In automotive industry, if you look at the the part suppliers, which we say tier 1. In our automotive language, we say tier 1. ZF is in top 3. Right? Depends how you count. Could be 3, could be 2, could be 4, depends how you count. But it's certainly in top league where we stand. And we work for OEM across the globe. European OEMs, what you named. North American OEMs, the top 3. Then Asia Pacific OEMs, Indian OEMs here, and also the new automotive customers. When I say new automotive customers, means the company like NIOs, right? So all the new automotive customers. So ZF work for the mature OEMs and the new automotive customers. ZF work for mature market and the developing market like India. So that's how our wide portfolio supports us to support all the OEMs. If an OEMs are looking for an entire mobility system, ZF can provide. If an OEM is looking for one component, ZF can also provide. So that shows the flexibility of our portfolio, what we offer. And today we offer, as you're asking for automotive, I believe, so we offer to all major global passenger car OEMs, commercial vehicle OEMs, and industrial OEMs.
Okay.
Right? So ZF
can you explain OEM in the layman terms so that audience can understand?
OEM is original equipment manufacturer. That's the OEM. And in automotive, we say the company which produces the vehicle, BMW, Daimler, GM, etc., Mahindra, Tata. So that's OEM, is original equipment manufacturers. Yes. So that's we say OEM to mainly the vehicle manufacturers. And globally, all major OEMs are our customer.
So you have completed more than 10 years in ZF, right?
Yeah.
So it is the largest tenure in your
any company.
In a particular company.
Yeah.
So how work culture कैसा लग रहा है आपको ZF का and all?
I mean, ZF offers a fantastic work culture. I think you also know our MD, Jambunathan Krishna Swami. He brings the culture of humble and the right leadership, right, in India, which we all witness through. Yeah. We have a very flat hierarchy and also very flexible working principles. We have our ZF ways that everybody should value that. And around our ZF way, our culture has been laid out, right? So the roles has to be clear for everybody, whatever he or she is doing. That's the first thing, which I think our human resource team is doing a great job to set this up pretty clear. We have a learning and development. That's very important. The reason I tell you why learning and development is important. The best way to empower an engineer is to educate him or her. And education is the best form of empowerment. And that's what ZF offers. That's also one of our ZF way. And that's why I see the culture what ZF offers, very flat, flexible, and focus. That's my experience so far.
Okay. So what is the future of automotive industry? Where do you see?
Yeah, I think we all are sitting at a tipping point now. I mean, nobody has a crystal ball, right? How the automotive industry will look like after 10 years. But one thing I can certainly assure you, the automotive industry will be different than what it is today. How it will be, nobody knows. Just give an example. People are talking EV. Now people are talking hybrid. Yeah. Then somebody is saying, no, still the IC, petrol, diesel will exist. People are now talking about hydrogen fuel cells, right? Alternate fuels. Now people are talking synthetic fuels. So I feel, if you look at today we have petrol, diesel, CNG, PNG, ethanol, methanol, right? You have multiple sources of energy that will continue to have. Based on the use case, you may have pure EV, you may have hybrid, you may have hydrogen fuel cells based on use cases. But source of energy will be different than what we have today. That's one thing. Second thing, you will see more and more ADAS feature coming on you. So the driver will get more and more assisted by the vehicle, right? Be it your lane keep assist feature and other ADAS features as well, yeah. So ACC, I think it's coming on Indian street now, and I see that Indian OEMs are also bringing a lot of ADAS feature even in India. So hence, the automotive industry is witnessing a massive transformation. it's not that automotive industry has not seen the transformation. As I said, the automotive industry has seen this mechanics to electronics transformation, electronics to software transformation. So you may ask, why now it's so much talking about the transformation? The difference is the speed at which this transformation is taking place. Now the transformation is taking place at a very high speed. So you have to predict how the future will be, and also you need to prepare. You can't wait and watch. You have to be part of it. Hence, every automotive industry is investing to lead and succeed the transformation. And it's very interesting for engineers like all of us.
Yes.
The best way to build your future is to craft your future, right? Otherwise, nobody can predict. So best way to predict and build, you do it. You do and define the future. That's what engineers needs it.
So I also got the opportunity to work in 𝗕𝗵𝗵 in autonomous shuttle project. So what you feel like when it will come in the real world?
I mean, autonomous shuttle is not a hype, or autonomous shuttle is not a dream. You already have in certain European countries in a protected environment. So it's already a reality. What you may be asking, maybe, that when it becomes a commodity. When we see that robotaxi coming, a driverless car, it will take time, and I don't think it will be a kind of a big bang deployment. I think it will be evolution. So you certainly see it's now maybe 1 to 2%. The percentage will keep increasing, and the technology will keep getting mature. So it's over the time you would see that more and more assist. I'm not talking about level 5. Nobody knows when the level 5 comes. We're completely off. But yes, you have L2, L3 plus coming more and more on the streets.
One question I want to ask, when we build the website, so we write front-end code, back-end code, then we deploy on the server. So how in the vehicles we deploy the software? So,
well, I mean, in a vehicle, basically, as ZF, we produce the parts. So when we have a plant. During the manufacturing process, the software gets flashed in the vehicle. But these days, the young generation and we all want always the software updates. And people have learned from the smartphone industry, right? Software update, you keep getting over the air. I mean, thanks to all SOTA, DOTA, FOTA, so software over the flash over the air, data over the air, etc., etc. So automotive is also not behind. Our OEMs are offering over the air update even now. So in the past, the software was getting updated in the plant. And then if you want to update your software, you need to go to the garage or the OEM service center. But now the OEMs are also offering you on your premises overnight, software can be updated.
So we update the apps in our phone.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, nice.
But that's what I was telling. It's different. If you have a smartphone, you update your software.
Yes.
Right? And then you open the app and the app does not work. Again, you can reopen the app.
Yes.
Right? So a bit of irritation to you, but nothing harms. But think of automotive industry. You have over-the-air update overnight. Morning you start driving the car and you come to a traffic light, you apply a brake and the brake says, hey, come on, update is in progress.
Yes.
We can't say that.
Yes.
The life will be lost. So that's a difference. So let me tell you, you also asked this question, the transformation. The biggest transformation I see as a young engineer, still I consider myself an engineer. The biggest change I see, we all have studied physics and statistics. And statistics has told us, if there is a high degree of freedom, then there is a less degree of probability. Let me tell you. If I tell you to sit whole day here, then anybody asks me in the night where 𝗕𝗵𝗵𝗿 is sitting, I say, oh, come on, he's sitting there. Because your degree of freedom is 0, right? But if you can go anywhere, then I can't predict where you are. So the degree of prediction is inversely proportional to degree of freedom. Now, what we are doing in automotive industry, we are saying, come on, we also want high degree of freedom. When I say what it means, you see these days OTT, over the top, right? The Netflix, right? What it brought a different mindset. What mindset it brought to consumer? Hey, why should I pay if I'm not using it, right? If you don't want to watch, you don't subscribe Netflix, and you don't pay for it, right? It's different from a cable TV.
Yes, yes.
The same mindset coming now to automotive. In a vehicle, if I'm driving in Hyderabad, why should I have the hill assistant feature? Because hill assistance maybe I need when I go to Himalaya. So when I buy a car and I buy a lot of features and which I don't use it, why should I pay? Right? So the young consumers are asking automotive OEMs, hey, I also want to have the flexibility. I want to subscribe the feature when I need it. Right?
Is it available or?
Yes, it's coming. It's transforming. But
Oh.
my dear friend, as I told you, in smartphone industry or this, if you have a high degree of freedom, the degree of prediction and probability goes less. But in automotive industry, you cannot compromise on degree of prediction and probability because you deal with the life of the people. So you have to provide a high degree of flexibility with high degree of prediction. It has to be accurate, precision. That's the difference when you work for automotive safety system. You have to, when you define the software, you write the architecture requirement, you have to understand both aspects. That's the difference. And that's a very interesting challenge to solve for all of us.
Yeah. So these days everyone is talking about AI and ML. So what is the impact of AI and ML in the automotive industry?
As I said, technology touches everything these days. You cannot say that technology, AI will not come. I mean, there are multiple ways. And when you say automotive industry itself, if I tell you, I mean, it touches your production system, your plant system, your supply chain. In the engineering as well, a massive impact. You can predict things faster.
So what is your suggestion to young engineers who dreams to work such a big product-based MNC like ZF Group?
I mean, keep it simple. You need to have the passion first for the vehicles. The first thing what you need to be passionate. If you are passionate about the mobility and motion, then yes, ZF could provide you a platform for that. And what you need to prepare for that, you need to have the right understanding of the software. Doesn't matter which language. At least one language you should know quite well. Any computer language you should know. Second thing, you should have the right attitude toward learning because technology is transforming. So whatever you learned in your university will never be enough. Whatever I learned, the technology has changed now, right? So you have to keep yourself updated. So one need to have the right attitude toward learning. And the third thing, the most important things also, open for the new ideas and have the innovative mindset. If you want to make it big in your career, you have to create value. You need to lead. If you follow it, you will be always follower. If you want to make it top, you need to lead it something. To lead it something, you need to have the right attitude towards innovation and value creation. Right knowledge, right attitude, you can do it.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
So really, thank you so much. It was my pleasure to talking with you. So that's all for this podcast, guys. So we'll meet in the next podcast. So जो भी गेस्ट हमारे पॉडकास्ट पे आते हैं तो उनको हम एक बुक गिफ्ट करते हैं. तो सर आप कौन सा बुक लेना पसंद करेंगे?
I mean, there are lot of good books here, so need to take time. So I think post podcast, I would have a view
you can
and choose one. Yeah, there are a lot of good, and it's always difficult to choose one from the sea, right? So after the podcast, let me have a glance and we'll take one. Thanks for the offer.